Hi everybody, I'm Shadi, and in this video today I want to show you two of my favorite ways to prepare ceremonial cacao. So the first way I'm going to show you is if you've got a bigger group of people. So you'll be using a cooking pot and measuring the amount of water that you need for the amount of people. So I've got my 2 cups here because we're just going to prepare cacao for 2 people in this example. And I'm just going to measure 1 cup, goes in there, 2nd cup, and we just let it heat up, right? So you want to make it boil. For this example I'm using ginger tea because I just really enjoy that for my cacao, but you can create any kind of tea that you want. Like traditional chai tea with black pepper, with cinnamon, with cardamom, with nutmeg, with cloves, and best without black tea because the cacao already has an effect on the body and mind, or whichever tea you like. And you want to let it boil. If you're using herbs, then you will first boil the water and then switch it off, and then add the herbs and let them sit for about 10 minutes without boiling. For the cacao, it's important that the water is quite hot so that it really dissolves well. So we're heating this up really well right now. It's almost boiling, and what we'll do is we'll calculate the amount of cacao that we need, right? So you can do that with a scale. I've got a little digital scale here, and you'll calculate 40 grams or 1.5 ounce per ceremonial portion. You can also do a little bit less. You could do 30 grams or 20 grams per person depending on how strong you want the cacao to be. So because we're only preparing 2 portions right now, I'm going to measure 80 grams in here. This cacao is already chopped up. When you'll receive it in blocks, cacao paste blocks, and then you'll just cut it up. It doesn't have to be very well cut up as long as the water is hot enough, because you'll stir it and it'll dissolve anyway. So this is 80 grams. And whenever this water is boiling, we'll switch it off, and then we're going to stir it up really vigorously and infuse it with our intentions and prayers. So while this is heating up, I'm going to show you another way, which is if you only preparing 1 cup or maybe just 2 or 3 cups, and in that case you can again measure the amount of cacao that you want. So that would be 20, 30 or 40 grams, and put it in the cup. Beautiful. And then add the water. So in order for the cacao not to go all over the place when you're stirring it, you would just put in about half of the cup, right? So I'm just going to show you this real quickly. So my ginger tea is now ready, and I'm gonna pour in just about half of the cup of this really hot water, hot ginger tea in this case. And then stir it up a little bit. Maybe add whichever other spices or supplements that you want to add. I'm going to put a little bit of this lion's mane actually, now that we're talking about that. Just a tiny little bit. And then with a whisk or with your blender if you prefer that, I like doing it manually because it like, you know, my body moves. I feel the energy moving in my intention and prayer that I put in this cacao. So you'll just take a moment to center yourself and like be with your breath. And then just stir it up really well. And if you bring an intention, for example, if you're preparing for a ritual for other people, if you bring an intention, always make sure that your intention isn't in the place of another person's intention, because obviously they have their intention, and you know, you're holding space for them to manifest and to heal whatever it is. And obviously they know best, but a general intention for a ceremony would be like, for the best and highest good of all participants to flow through during this ritual would be a beautiful intention that doesn't interfere with whatever their intention may be. And if it's for yourself, obviously, you know, you're just letting your heart pour this intention in there and really bring a moment of gratitude and prayer. So we're stirring this up really vigorously because we're invoking the air element, right? So we've got the water in the tea. We've got the earth in the cacao, we've got the fire that roasted the cacao as well as heated up the water, and we've got the air in the foam, in the head of the cacao. So traditionally in the Mayan culture there's always a big thick head of air on top of the cacao. So you know, it's like we want those four elements, the four elements that bring the alchemy of everything on this material plane. So whenever that's done, got a nice thick creamy cacao, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this tea so that we've got a full cup. And then you can add in, if you want, sweetener, some honey or vanilla, which is unrefined cane sugar, and yeah, and just stir it up a little bit. And then whenever you're ready, you'll take a moment to sit with the cacao and invoke the spirit. Bring a moment of gratitude to all the hands and the hearts that have worked with this medicine and the land that has grown it before going into ritual. Obviously, if you want to find out more about how to hold a solid space and really work in a respectful and powerful way with the cacao, I invite you to check out my cacao practitioner training that happens once or twice a year usually. Great, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, have a lot of fun with this fantastic, beautiful cacao medicine. Bye.